Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lipedema Wellness Conversations with Gail. That would be me and friends. And our friend tonight is Bryan Hayward. He's a CBD consultant and a retired chemical engineer. Um, Hold on a minute. I just had notification from it says having a hard time seeing. My screen just like lit up because it was like I have all these notifications saying we're having a hard
Oh,
time seeing you, and I'm like, whoa, okay, that was me going into panic mode.
yeah.
Okay, let me let me start over with Lipedema Wellness Conversations with Gail. That's me and Bryan Hayward. He's my friend, and I've been working with Bryan Hayward for about a year and a half with Lipedema Simplified. He runs some pain clinics for those of us with lipedema to help us learn how CBD might be something that we can utilize in our management strategies. And he also helps educate us on just what CBD is and how it possibly could be effective. Hi, Bryan. How are you doing?
Hi, Gail, I'm doing great. Nice to be here again.
It's always good to see you. So, Bryan, um, can you give us a little bit of background about who you are and how you got started using CBD?
Okay, sure. Uh, I'm I have a pretty significant, serious case. There we go. Case of osteoarthritis in my hands and in most of the joints of my body, which started even as a teenager. I had some signs of arthritis and pain in a variety of joints. And so as I've gotten older, it's just gotten worse. And so it's pretty significant at this point. And the pain was really bad in the past. And I'd gone to the medical community to try to find out what I could do about it because I was taking, 1,200 milligrams of ibuprofen and Tylenol, switching off and the rest of that on a daily basis. And the doctors told me that I had to stop that because that was either going to destroy my liver or destroy my stomach. And so my thing was, why? Well, what am I going to do then? Because I can't do things. And
Right.
their answer is, well, there really isn't anything you can do. And so I just, for years, I just simply didn't do a lot of things with my hands and legs and whatever, because my legs would swell up sometimes. But anyways, so the end result is that luckily my daughter had a client. My daughter is a midwife, and one of her clients is a nurse, and she recommends CBD to her clients for pain relief. And I thought that sounded good, and so the lady recommended to me some people that to get the CBD from people that she knew that she'd been recommending this specific product to her clients. And so I started and it worked great. It was within, I put salve on my hands and within like 15 minutes, the pain was like way, way down. And I've been using CBD salve since, and I've tried tinctures and gel caps. And what happened was that a lot of people that I've talked to over the years had tried CBD and it didn't work. And they would like gun on it, and I was going, well, gee, I don't know, mine works really well. And what I found out was that it's, I wanted to find out why some people didn't do it, get results, and I was getting results. And what's the point of all of this? How do I understand how CBD works, all that stuff? And I went on the internet to start the search because I'm pretty comfortable with that. And the people I found on the internet were generally sales and marketing people or people who were just really into it to make a lot of money. And they didn't really know anything about the technical part. And because of my chemistry and engineering background, I could tell that they were telling me stuff that wasn't true. They didn't know, they were using the wrong terms for the wrong subject, whatever. So I spent a lot of time trying to find honest research on the subject, and I did over time find reputable people, medical people, scientists who were studying CBD and hemp and all that whole topic to try to understand why it helps and what the actual workings of it is. So I found a lot of white papers. I find on pretty much any subject, I can find a white paper or something specific from a website that I trust and people that I trust on the internet to get answers to technical questions about what CBD is and why it works. So that
So
was a long answer.
no, it's a good answer though, because people want to know. We want to be able to trust resources, right? I mean, we're all out here doing the same thing with everything we're doing. We're
Mm,
looking for a trusted resource, and it's difficult
mm,
because I used CBD for quite a while. I used it to help me sleep, and then as I'm looking at the label, I realized it was pretty much melatonin with some CBD isolate in it, and I
mm,
was paying premium prices
mm.
to get a little bit of melatonin, right? So I'm like, well, I'm just going to quit. I'm not going to be paying, all that money for the
Right.
CBD when it's the melatonin that was helping me. So
Yeah.
I understand that, you really do need to find a trusted resource and
Yeah.
a trusted source
Right.
for anything that you're taking. And one of the things that Lipedema Simplified that Catherine did is brought you on one time way back in on exactly, I know the date because I was there. Anyway, it was December 28th, 2021. Now, my brain works like this: 12, 1, 2, 28, 2, 1. See what my brain did there? That's how I remember that
Right.
it was 12, 28, 21. Anyway, brought you on and you blew our minds, literally blew our minds, because one of the things that you do is you explain why it works,
Mm. Yep.
and you explain how much we should be paying,
Mm.
and you explain what a good product is.
Right.
I mean, and you have good products, but you don't push them. You
Right.
say, my product fits within the dollar range. And
Hmm.
so if you're looking for a product and I can send it to the country or the state that you're living in,
Hmm.
yeah, you can order it, you know. And so we've had you we've had you around for, 18, 19 months now,
Hmm.
and you've helped several of our community members.
Mm.
So without telling names, of course, um, what are some of the results that our members of our community are getting?
Right. Yeah, it's been interesting because when I first heard, I met Catherine first and then I met Gail. Well, when I heard about the issue that people with lipedema had, it sounded like it had a lot to do with inflammation, among a lot of other things. But inflammation was one of the key things that happened, that when our body says there's something wrong, something's gone wrong, it sends a signal to our brain. And very often the response of the brain is to send signals back to the body, to the area of the body that's in pain, and those signals create inflammation. So when I bump my head and it swells up, it's swelling up because the brain said, oh, there's pain, there's something happened to this guy's section of him here, and sends signals to heal that. And the healing thing is creates inflammation, which swells, causes things to swell up. And so the swelling is really the body's way of sending an army in there to fix things. And so the problem with the swelling a lot of times is that it hurts a lot. So, anyways, some of us, people with lipedema in particular, have a lot of signals sending inflammation into the lower half of their body. And that inflammation causes all kinds of negative things to happen. It's chronic, it's constant, it keeps sending information because lipedema, people with lipedema have this ongoing signaling system that's going to the brain saying we are in trouble. And so all that stuff that's happening with lipedema, the brain knows it's going on, and it tries to send an army there. And the end result of that is a lot of swelling, a lot of pain, a lot of inflammation, fibrosis, all kinds of things that happen. So I thought that it might be that the inflammation that I have in my hands, which does all of that I'm talking about from osteoarthritis, it could very well be that inflammation reducing product like CBD would help there. So I started talking to ladies through you folks, and there's been a lot of women in the community who, many of the women that I've talked to have been in a wheelchair or in bed or housebound and unable to actually do normal things in life, which is, I really identify with that. I can't open a jar, things like that. Like I can't raise my hand at a particular height, all those different kinds of things. But anyways, so we started trying out CBD, and we started out with some salve and some tinctures and some capsules. And quite a number of the ladies that I've talked to have told me that they went from not leaving the house for many months at a time to being able to walk up and down stairs. Not easy. It doesn't make it go away, but they're able to get up and down stairs safely. They're able to get out to their car, drive a car, go to the grocery store, or walk, not 5 miles, at least not early on, but they're able to walk. They're able to do a lot of the things that they were unable to do. And it's just amazing. I don't want to put too many crazy words on it, but a miracle, I feel like it's a miracle in a lot of ways for a lot of the people who have lipedema that I've talked to and that Gail has talked to. It's dramatic. It happens to be a compound that works.
Right. And you've met several farmers,
Mm-hmm.
and you have looked at their operations. So you know what goes into these products.
Right.
And one of the things that you did for me when you started talking to me about it is you helped me understand the difference between a single source full spectrum CBD
Mm-hmm.
and a
Open
CBD
market.
isolate things, and a not, right?
Oh, no.
And a not single source full spectrum CBD. You help me understand the difference.
Sure.
And so when I look at the CBD that I use now, I make sure it says full spectrum
Mm-hmm.
CBD.
Yeah.
What Why do I want it to say full spectrum CBD?
Okay. So yeah, there's 4 things on a label that when I go into a drugstore or any other place, natural food store that sells CBD, I can look at the label, and because I've been doing this for a while and I've learned a lot of stuff, I can tell from 4 major things on the label whether it's quality or it isn't right away. You know that at least you're working in a situation where it's quality. One of the key things is that it needs to say full spectrum CBD in that order, right together, just like that on the label. It can say full spectrum in one place and CBD in another. That's a notice to you that they're not giving you full spectrum CBD. They're giving you, So anyway, so you have to be really clear about that. I've got a little chart that I provide for people on that. But full spectrum CBD has to be on the label, and organic being either USDA certified organic or state certified organic. Like the states, like the 2 states where I have my current farmers that I work with are Massachusetts, because I live in Massachusetts, and Massachusetts is a very good, high quality farming kind of state. And another one is Vermont, which is just north of where I live. And so these are the 2 states where I know that the quality of the CBD that is being produced in those states is high quality. And so it's certified organic, it's full spectrum. The other really, probably the most important, but all of these are musts before I would buy something. The third thing is that the farm where the hemp is grown that produced this CBD that's in this container, what farm is it? If you don't know which farm it is, then it is what's called open market, which is you can buy CBD from anywhere in the world at a very low price and very low quality, contaminated with pesticides and heavy metals. And a lot of studies, tests have been done on like 70% of the stuff that's processing through the internet has heavy metals and or pesticides in it that are really dangerous. So there's so little regulation on all this, it's a shame. But if you buy it from a person, I buy it from two people, one farm, Brattleboro, Vermont, Jared Ralston, and then the Lopario brothers in Massachusetts. I've been to their farms. I know them, and I know everybody that works in these farms, and I know what the product is that I'm getting from them. These are family farmers, generations of farmers. They're not sales marketing people trying to make lots of money from the latest trend. They're just farmers, and they produce a really high quality product. That's what they believe in. And so I only buy from people like that. So on the label of any product that I sell and that I would buy, it has to have the name of the farm on it, right on the label. If they put the name of the farm on the label and they don't get it from that farm, they're in a lot of trouble with the government. So you can't really get away with that stuff. So that's the trick. So you see a lot of blurbs on labels that make it look like, oh, this has got to be a good product. If it doesn't say full spectrum, if it doesn't say certified organic, and if it doesn't say single source from a particular farm, I would never buy it, because you're not getting those three things if it's not on the label. I can show you with that, because all three of those things cost money. So,
Right. And the one we have a question here, and it's from Kathy Patton, and she says, "What type of CBD?" And I know that's it's an odd question that goes through my brain, because I used to go, well, it just CBD,
yeah.
right?
Right.
What product? And so I want to show everybody what product I use.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get it open, I use a salve. Looks like this. I do actually get this from Bryan.
Mm-hmm. It says Bordertown Farm, and that's Bordertown Farm.
Bordertown Farm, and on the back it has ingredients, and I can read every ingredient, and I actually know what every ingredient is. Apricot seed oil, beeswax. Oh, by the way, it has 1,000 milligrams full spectrum CBD oil in it too. It has vitamin E, it has shea butter, coconut oil, lavender, and then of course organic CBD. But so it had this little jar right here has 1,000 milligrams of CBD. It's very, very strong. It looks like this. As you can tell, I've been using it, right? It's very rubby and oily, and it smells earthy. And this is my favorite product that you sell.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know you have a cream, and you have this green salve.
Mm-hmm.
You have a tincture, but the thing is all of the ingredients are right there. Now this one is, if I can get it open, because I haven't opened it yet. I just got, yeah, here we go. Anyway, see,
Okay.
opening it. I know I'm opening it up, but I'm I'm one of those people. I'm an influencer on YouTube. I'm opening up a CBD sample. Yeah, right. Anyway, so this is the label. It's the same Bordertown Farms, and they're just little capsules. See, these are the tiny little capsules, and they have 60. It says right here 60 30 milligram gel capsules, full spectrum CBD, and it says it right on the label. And the wonderful thing about this one is I like this one because I don't taste it. I don't burp it back.
Mm.
I just don't taste it. The other ones, I taste a little bit. The other ones that you have, I taste a little bit. So I take it in the
Mhm.
morning. I take these at night,
Yeah.
and they have actually helped me um, a number of things. So first of all, this guy right here, the salve, I put this on my feet before I get on the risers for 3 hours of standing. And then when I get home from chorus, and I say risers because I sing. And when I get home from chorus, I put them on. I put it on again and climb into bed. I also rub it in one of my knees. That it really helps. I also rub it in that spot right there. That's my rough knuckle. And right here, I get contact dermatitis. And I rub it in and it takes care of it. These guys I take, it slows my legs down so I can make it through the night without um, restless leg syndrome. And also it helps, this stuff helps my hand, I itch, my hands itch all the time, and it calms my hands down. So I don't have the itching, and it just gives my body some peace, but it really takes the pain out of my feet. So I use that. I know we have a member of our community. We have a member of our community who she has Raynaud's,
Hmm.
and the CBD salve. When her hands and her feet get cold and painful, the CBD salve brings like all the pink back to
Mm.
her feet and hands, and so she loves having it. So we have some more questions, and I think we need to answer this question, Bryan, from Crown of Fire. It says, so if it doesn't have full spectrum and CBD together, it's no good. And
Right.
I would suggest that if they have a product at home, that they take a picture and send you um, a
Send me
text,
a picture
an
of the
email
front
with that
and back
picture.
label, both labels, the front label and the back label, and then I'll just write something up for you to go through the process of what's quality and what you need to look for, and I'll send it back. And there's a lot of good products out there. It's just that you want to know and say. And the point about full spectrum CBD and those letters, because I've seen products where it says full spectrum in one place and CBD in another, and when I finished reading the label, I realized that it does not contain full spectrum CBD, because you can call full spectrum, you can call anything full spectrum, I suppose, if you
Right,
want. But if it's full spectrum CBD, what that means is it's from the whole flower. So, so when somebody said you know, what type of CBD is it? CBD is a specific chemical compound that the plant produces. There's CBG, the CB, a lot of different, there's like 100+ CBD type compounds in the flower. They all do a little something different, and together they work synergistically, which just means that together they produce a lot more than the sum of the little parts. So it's
right,
really important to get just the whole flower. The hemp flower plant has been on the earth for 20 million years, and humans have been on the earth for a couple of 100,000. So the plant has been here forever, and it's here this long because it's very well protected by the compounds that it makes inside of itself. And luckily for us, they work really well for us too. So if it doesn't say full spectrum, what you're getting is probably an isolate, just the single CBD compound. They extricate that from the flower and produce mass quantities of it, and so it's really cheap. And
mhm,
but it doesn't do. It's really a useless product. So you can get 1,000 milligrams of CBD in a container. If it's CBD isolate, it's not going to work at all. And if it's
right,
cheaper to make it, they're going to make it and sell it. And that's
right,
what's happening all over the country. So it's
yeah,
real. Okay. So some of the other questions are, and Paige, if you send me an email to Paige Goforth, if you
uh-huh,
send me an email, I'll connect you up with whatever it is that you need with people. And my website is Natural Wellness Boston. You can go there, and the main products that I have available from those two farms are on the website.
Yeah.
But
So I did post your naturalwellnessboston.com.
it is good.
Um, and not only that, Paige says she feels so smart after listening to this. And I do want to put another link in. I'm putting Brian's link in here. If you'll notice in the comments, I've put Brian's link. Um, that's a link you can reach him and make an appointment with him and talk to him one on one and have a little consultation, a little on Zoom.
Mm.
You can make an appointment. But even before that, I want to tell you we are having a pain clinic as a bonus offer for Lipedema Awareness Month. Brian and I are going to be hosting a get together where he will actually have slides to share to
Mm.
show how things work. He will have resources. He will have me there to talk with him, you there to ask him questions, and I'm going to put the link to that. Now, what you need to do is if you have already belonged to the Lipedema Awareness Month challenge, you will be getting a link to the bonus. If you haven't signed up for the Lipedema Awareness Month challenge, I'm putting that in the comments right now. Also, you can just click on the link I put in there, um, or you can go to our website and sign up. Because once you sign up for that, then it's next Friday, June 30th at 5
PM
o'clock
Eastern.
Eastern, and we are going to be holding um, a we call it a pain clinic. Um, this is where you hear more and more and more and about how CBD helps. If you have people you want to invite, you want them to register so they can see it. I was looking at Paige, if she has a patient that she wants to talk to and say, hey, sign up for this. I know you don't have lipedema, but you might benefit from hearing this information. Give them Brian's email, give them Brian's link to sign up for a one-on-one with him, or have them come to the event that we're having next Friday. Um, we're here to help. Brian has been spectacular with helping women. In fact, one of our women um, is online right now with us, Julie Stewart. She's from North Carolina. She uses the salve. She says she uses the salve and it really helps. Um, so we want people to be there. We want to help people. And one of the ways that we can help people is to be available, right? And so that's one of the things that we're doing, especially this month. So I hope that some of you get to go to our pain clinic that we're having on next Friday, or reach out to Brian and just talk to him. I know that for me, it seems like a lot, but this little can of salve is less per milligram of CBD. It has 1,000 milligrams of CBD in it. It goes so far. I've been using this for 2 months.
2 months. Yeah.
2 months. And you saw how much is still left, right? I mean, it's still like I maybe used half of it in 2 months. It smells so earthy. I know, but my husband thinks it's my new perfume. I don't know. That's pretty rotten of me. Maybe it's better than my old perfume. I don't know.
Oh,
But the other thing is, and here in the United States, So CBD is legal in all 50 states of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And Bryan can ship it to anywhere here in the United States. Bryan cannot ship to Canada. Canada has restrictions on shipping. And if you are in Canada and you want CBD, Bryan can help you look at the CBD that's available to you by
I'll be
reaching
happy
out to
to.
me. He can help
Yep.
you decide if it's a product that you want to be using. Um, and let's see. Kathy asks, what is the liniment and the difference between that and a salve? Okay, this says liniment on it.
Mm-hmm.
I call it salve. It's the this
So
I call this the salve. I
it's
think
a
it's
it's a
my slang.
reflection of the old time liniment kind of thing, and that particular farmer really likes to call it a liniment.
So it's a liniment. Now Bryan does have a cream,
Yep, I have a
a
nice
um
cream.
a lotion.
Mm-hmm.
Um I I don't like the smell of it. It's like this smells
You like the smell of
earthy,
dirt. You like dirt smelling.
woodsy. This
If you want,
smells green, okay? It smells green. Um, the cream doesn't smell green. It smells florally or something.
mm,
Anyway, it's like, yeah, no, I like this.
mm,
This smells green. I don't know how else to put it. It has a, it just smells green to me, and
real earthy.
it's
Yeah.
very earthy and it's very natural smelling. The other one is natural also, but it has a lighter, more floral scent, and I prefer green. I don't know why. It's just my preference. The white cream is soft and smooth, and Bryan's wife likes the white stuff, the
Likes the
cream
green.
stuff,
She loves
and I
the
like
smell of it, and she doesn't like the smell of the green.
and I love the smell of
You
the
know,
I mean, I'm like,
oh,
"Oh, oh," I mean, I get really excited about the green stuff. So,
Jody wants to know where she can see a list of the products. And so if you go to naturalwellnessboston.com,
yeah.
that's where you'll find that. And Gail hates to put my phone number up there, but you're welcome, everybody,
Here,
to have my
I'll
phone
put his
number.
phone number up, you guys. Hold
Yeah.
on.
And
Okay, Bryan, let me find your
on
phone
the
number
East
and I'll
Coast,
write
so like after about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm not available. But if you send me a text and just say, "Hey, Bryan, let's connect up," or if you go to the Calendly link, you can set up a Zoom meeting with me. I love to talk to anybody who's going to try using these products or is interested in trying to use these products. I love talking because what happens when I talk to you is I learn about what your specific problem is. And I have a lot of, experience with different folks who have tried these products. So I really can help with figuring out like what it is that you need. And just one other quick thing, the price. No
Oh,
one knows how much to pay for CBD, and it's just a lot of scams going on. There is a way to determine what you should pay for CBD, and I go through that at the Friday thing that we do. That the Friday thing is a half-hour slide presentation of everything you ever wanted to know about CBD and the difference between CBD from hemp and marijuana and THC and why CBD will not get you high. It's not psychoactive, and THC is what is in marijuana, which is it's from the same plant family, but it's a different stream of it has the CBD has very, very low THC in it, and marijuana has very high THC and generally very little CBD in it. So, but I explain how to figure the pricing. Basically, 1,000 milligrams, you should pay between $50 and $100 for 1,000 milligrams of full spectrum CBD. That's what you're paying for. But I go through it in much more detail in the
and
presentation.
and the other thing though, for you, Bryan, some of the things that you've done is you've set up a subscription price
Yep. I
so
give
that you give what,
It's a
15% off?
15% discount off the list price of anything that I have on my website. And what the subscription means is it's not like the stuff sometimes that you get into. Like I can't stop one of these things that I subscribed to a long time ago. They just keep every once in a while charging me $35, and I gotta go. But anyway, so what this is every like a month or 2 months or 3 months, whatever you sign up for, I send you an email 10 days ahead of time. I try to make it 10 days ahead. Sometimes it's less than that. But anyways, I try to get everything out 10 days in advance and to let you know what we're planning to ship. And if you want to change something, just reply to the email. Do this, stop it, cancel it, change it, delay it, whatever you want to do. I get an email and I'll take care of it. So it's like a very easy thing. And anytime you don't want to do it anymore, you can. But at least this way, if you get set up on something like that, you won't run out, because a lot of people end up running out of it and they're calling me and say, "Oh, yeah, it's been 3 months and I ran out. Now I'm out." So it's much better to
Is
do it.
that what we sound like
You
when we
sound-
run out?
Oh, you heard yourself earlier. Replay what you sounded like earlier tonight. But anyways, so it's better to have a subscription set up for you so you'll know, and you don't have to buy it if you don't want it. And
Right, and I can tell you truthfully, um, I mean, I just put Brian's phone number up there.
yes.
He's so available. He's so available. And, um, and he how many people do you know puts their phone number up on YouTube and Facebook? Uh, yeah, and he's willing, he's happy to to work with you, um, answer all your questions, and help you find solutions when it comes to this. And I say that because not all of you are in the United States. Um, but he's extremely happy to help you out. Learning about CBD. Um, Sorry about that. I have a 6-year-old granddaughter who lives with me, and she decided to come in and out of the bedroom. If you heard the boom, 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 that was my bedroom door. They have bells on it. I could hear coming in. So, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is something that we've been doing now. I was so fortunate last summer. I got to meet Brian in person. I live in Idaho. Brian lives in Massachusetts, out by Boston area. Catherine lives in Massachusetts in the Boston area. And last summer, I got to meet both of them and spend time with them and shoot the breeze and talk about everything under the sun. You know, just it's so nice. We've been online for so long, right? And we meet face to face online. So really, we don't meet face to face. We're doing our best. But to be able to meet somebody face to face is spectacular. And with this Lipedema Awareness Month, we have been holding what we call Tribers at the Table. And at the Tribers at the Table, what we've done is we have met other people with other people with lipedema. I had my Tribers at the Table on Saturday, the 17th, just now. And I thought that I was gonna have 2 people with me, Aunt Sandy and one other person. And there were actually 6 of us at that table. So 3 other people came that I didn't know were coming. They'd signed up just before the event. And we sat and talked for like 2 hours until we probably all had to go to the bathroom. We all had other things happening in our lives, right? And we got to meet together. We got to hug each other. We got to see each other in real life, and it was fabulous. I mean, it was like we'd known each other forever and we didn't know each other at the same time. So we got to listen to each other's stories, share resources. Just it was spectacular. It was an amazing, amazing event. And we have one more weekend of Tribers at the Table. I am going to put in the link. And I'm going to tell you right now where they are, the ones that I know of. If you live in the Denver, Colorado area, Siobhan is holding hers there on Saturday. Now, I don't have them all in my head, so I'm not going to give any more than that, but it's this coming weekend. If you live in Perth, Australia, there's one held in Perth, Australia this weekend. There's one being held in New Zealand this weekend. There's one being held in Nashville, Tennessee this weekend. And there's one being held in Ontario, Canada. So we have 5. And if you click on that link, you can still register for one. And we are having amazing turnouts. I mean, 5 people might not sound like a lot to you, but 5 of us or 6 of us sitting around a table and chatting, how much fun that is, right? It's like a kitchen table, except it's not. I happen to be in a little outside patio at a little restaurant, at a little bakery, right? Here in Boise, Idaho. And we had a wonderful, wonderful conversation. And so I hope that you're able to sign up for that. Before we go, Bryan, I want to put Kathy's Felicia, wait a minute. Oh, and Terry we have one also. Oh, whoa, I forgot this one. My Tribers at the Table is this Sunday in Houston, Texas. I'm sorry I didn't get that one in there. So yeah, I missed one. See, because they're happening all over the place. So if you can go, sign up. I put that link in. Thank you for the reminder. So I want to put where did I find? There it is. Sorry, Kathy. Kathy says, I have tried everything for pain because I have both lymphedema, lipedema, and arthritis, and nothing has worked. And I encourage you to reach out to Bryan. Because
Text me, call me, email me, Calendly, set up an appointment, please. We can talk about it and we can figure out whether, this can help or not.
Because it's worth a try. It's worth a try. We have seen some of our women have had amazing results. Others, they've had, okay, that makes life better results, right? And some haven't had results. But I believe that more often than not, Bryan, would you say that they've had results? And I believe it's because of the quality of the CBD that's going into these products, the simplicity of the product, right? There's not a bunch of stuff in it. It's just full spectrum CBD, and then the stuff that makes the liniment or the carrier oil in whatever. I believe it's the simplicity of the product because it's full spectrum, all those compounds, and the quality of the actual CBD. So before we go, I want to make sure there are no other questions. Alexis McKay, hi, honey. Jody Gould's here. Let's see, who did I miss? I'm just checking. see if I missed somebody's question. Looks like I think I've got it. And Paige is saying something about her, and Katie Craig's here. I haven't seen her. Okay, cool. So Bryan, okay, so here I'll put the email up for Bryan, Felicia. I'll put his email up. Let me see. There's his text. Okay, so there's his text. Da-da-ba-da-ba. And now that you've got that written down, here's his email. It's Bryan with a Y at lipedema-simplified.org. Bryan, we've been on this for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It is quite amazing how time with you flies.
If
And
when people go to the website, if you look on the website, you probably want to try the salve, and then you want to try either the tincture, which is under your tongue, or the capsules, which is you swallow them. So you want to do. There's only two things you should try: a salve and a capsule or a tincture. You don't need to buy capsules and tincture. You just want to pick which one of those you think you'd like to take. See, they're exactly the same thing.
right.
So it's really simple to it's only two products to look for.
Well, and the difference between the salve, not the salve, excuse me, crisscross, the difference between the tincture and the capsules.
Mm-hmm.
Tinctures, and it's an eyedropper. And if you're used to taking tinctures, you probably would do very well with them.
Mm-hmm.
If you're used to tinctures and you don't do what I ended up doing, because I was not used to tinctures, and I would fill in the whole entire dropper up, and I was putting it under my tongue, and I was like drizzling down my face, and okay. So granted now, you can't overdose on these guys, right? But I was using so much that I didn't have to use. Right?
Right.
I
I
get
send instructions with them now with a picture of the dropper and an arrow pointing to how much to use. Because just explaining it like I used to does not help.
right. Right. Yeah. So I was like, man, I'm not going to have enough to make it through the month and all this other stuff. And it's just gooey down my face. And I was like, that's a lot. Well, I was trying to get a whole dropper absorbed under my tongue.
It's about 4 times what you need.
Yeah, about 4 times what I needed. So I was, that you guys know me. A lot of people, a little bit works. If a little bit works, I'm going to do it a lot. I should have just dunked my head into the bottle, and been happy. So anyway, but what I find is that I like the capsules.
Mm-hmm.
I like the capsules because I'm sitting here, I'm getting ready for bed. I pop one in my mouth, and I like these because they're easy swallow. I don't have to have water or anything. It's just down it goes. So I don't have, because I forget. Oh yeah, that's right. Take it. Kind of thing. Because that's me. I don't take any other medications. Um, so, but these are my products that I use, and I use them both at the same time. You can use them both at the same time, and sometimes I'll say, I need some CBD this morning too. And so I usually take one at night and then the salve. But sometimes I just have this feeling like I need to take some in the morning too, just to kind of load up. Bryan, you suggest
1 in the morning and 1 at night to start to get the CBD into your system, and then see how that works for you. If it works and you'd like to spend less money, which is quite reasonable, you can try once a day, either once at night before you go to bed or once in the morning, and then see how that works for you. A lot of times you can get the same results from just once, but you won't really know until you try it. And it's better to get started at twice a day for a couple of weeks and then switch to once a day and see what happens.
Okay, and
Or the capsules.
Bryan,
Hmm?
I need you to tell me again, what is this called?
Liniment?
Yeah, but what else do we call it?
I don't know. Salve?
It's salve. Yeah, say it again. What is it?
Liniment, salve, whatever. Oh,
That one's for you, Paige.
yeah.
Because Paige says I'm listening again just to hear Bryan say salve with his message.
Oh, really? Oh my God.
So Bryan
Accident.
had said that he really likes to talk to people so that he can figure out what your specific problem is. He talks to me, he knows what my specific problem is.
Crazy.
And he's not going to tell anybody what my specific problem is.
That's crazy. That's what I said. That's the problem right there.
With that said, Bryan, if you had a message for the world that you just want echoed around and around the world, what would it be?
Well, in my mind, it's not your fault. People with lipedema, it's not your fault. People with arthritis, like me, not my fault. A lot of it, we don't want to be called. We don't want to be told by people that it's our fault. Had enough of that.
Yeah.
You're a good person just the way you are.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Bryan Hayward, you know I love you.
I love you, baby.
Okay. And I will talk to you
Soon.
the next time soon. So, to all of you guys who are listening, know that we're here to help. We look forward to seeing you at any of our events, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. So, have a wonderful night.